So the last couple of days, we've taken a look at some classic Nickelodeon holiday specials, and I did watch a lot of Nickelodeon, but I also watched a lot of Cartoon Network. And while there wasn't as many memorable holiday episodes with Cartoon Network, two in particular I'm going to cover here. One of the first ones, of course, is from one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows of all time. That is, of course, Ed, Edd and Eddy, with Ed, Edd and Eddy's Jingle Jingle Jangle. Now, this is not the first time that Ed, Edd and Eddy has done a Christmas episode. They did one in the second season of the show, where the show was still taking place in the summertime, where the running gag, of course, was that everyone's celebrating the holiday season, except the fact that it's July, which technically is kind of true with the title of the show here. But now that Ed and Eddy have now officially gone out of summer, this was in between the last 4 seasons, the first 4 seasons, and when they started going to high school during the fall. Actually, it wasn't even high school. I think it was just elementary school, but I could be wrong on that. But they did a couple of holiday episodes between Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Halloween. So they covered all the seasons, covered all the bases there. And the first one, of course, was the Ed and Eddy's Jingle Jingle Jangle, and it starts off where Eddy tries to go find his Christmas presents and comes across the legendary meme itself. That is,
a dickie? They still make these?
Evidently, yes. Yes, they do. Eddy's pissed off about this, so he tells Ed and Double D that he's going to put himself up for, quote, adoption, unquote, so he can have a better Christmas present. So he can get better Christmas presents. So the whole point of the Christmas special really is for Eddy to just go see all the different kids in the neighborhood and see what their Christmases are like. Like, they focus a lot on, it depends on who you go to. The crazier ones, like Rolf and, of course, Johnny, of course, have these weird traditions overall, so of course they're going to have the most memorable of the two overall, but there's still a lot of other ones. You get to see everyone in the cul-de-sac. Probably my favorite one is when Eddy goes to Naz's house, and, Naz is just like, she's getting ready to put the mistletoe out to give Eddy a kiss, and, preteen hormones come out. He spits all over her with, like, I think it's like eggnog or something like that, and she just pushes him out of the house so quickly. It's so quick, but it's so goddamn hilarious. But Ed and Double D, of course, try to get Eddy into the Christmas spirit. Meanwhile, there's also a subplot going on with the Canker sisters that ties itself back in the end. Kind of, I'll say this, the ending is probably not the greatest overall. It doesn't really connect to anything in particular at the end, but really you're here to see what everyone in the cul-de-sac does for Christmas overall, and you see all of them. And again, it's really cool to see Ed and Eddy do something that was, at the time, kind of unusual, tackling something outside of the summer time period that they're usually doing it in, focusing on Christmas and seeing the cul-de-sac and the snow and all that. It's very well done. It's also the first time they've ever used digital ink and paint, which would become the norm for the show from this point going forward, and it does look very well. I mean, it's a show that really does look pretty good with the digital ink and paint overall, and it does play to a lot of the funny comedy that comes into this overall. And, yeah, it's a really solid episode overall. I will say the ending, like I said, is a little bit of an underwhelming one, because you think that, it's going to end with Eddy getting the Christmas spirit and realizing what it is all about, and then, of course, Eddy gets the presents and sees this presents come down from Santa, and then all of a sudden he just goes back to his old ways again, kind of like a reversal of a Christmas Carol. This is like what if Bah Humdug had actually gone with the reversal overall, pretty much, except in that one, it kind of ties back, but then in this one, it's just like, nope, the Eds are still gonna be Eds overall. And it kind of ends on a predictable note overall, but nevertheless, like I said, this is still one of my favorite Christmas episodes overall, mostly for the stuff from the very beginning on all the way up to the very end, up to near the very end. The end, like I said, it's kind of a letdown overall, but the rest of it's kind of fun overall, just to see the unique animation styles, the unique ways that everyone in the cul-de-sac celebrates the holidays. It's a ton of fun overall. One of my favorite Christmas episodes of all time, Ed and Eddy's Jingle Jingle Jangle.